waiting maybe. Let me get us live on the computer over here.
Yeah, that's where I'm headed.
It ain't percolated yet. Now it has. Okay. Here we be. Hope y'all are doing all right tonight. We got us a list of questions to go through. Of course, if you got any kind of questions, put them in the comments down there and we will answer them. We got a cool video coming tomorrow. I'll just tell you a little bit of it. A Navy SEAL came by, a Navy SEAL sniper, and bought a bow, and I got a few little clips of it. It's nothing super spectacular, but I got a few clips of it. And there was some stuff he was like, you can't record these stories type deal. But this Joker's like legit. Like, wow. Anyway, that should be coming out tomorrow.
I'm not showing any comments on my end of the feed, but we got some questions. Let's see here.
I know one question that popped up earlier, and I don't remember who asked it, I already seen it, but they were asking what bow vices we use and recommend. And I would say the, what's up, Muddy Ducks? I would say the OMP and the Baker, the BAP. They're our two favorite. The Baker holds it by the grip, and that has its advantages and disadvantages. The OMP holds it by the limb, but they both have the ball head system, which I like because you can move them wherever. So you can get away a little bit cheaper with the OMP version, but they make like 3 or 4 different versions now: wide limb, standard, micro. But just get the basic one. That's my favorite one. The micro one is okay, but it's just too much crap. I can do more and quicker with the basic one. Anyway, what kind of questions you got?
Let's see here. Boy King says, how can I spine index my arrows at home?
That would probably be a neat video. If you didn't, well, there's 2 options. One is actually something I found on YouTube. There's a guy that's like, how to make a $20 spine indexer or something like that. He pretty much just ordered skateboard bearings. That's what we got set up. If you watch some of our videos, you get this little dial indicator, skateboard bearings. Maybe I'll make a video about it, but this other guy already has. So like, just get on YouTube and type in spine index. But if you don't want to buy anything, you could technically, if you could get 2 like surfaces with a gap in the middle and hang you a weight, even if it was from a string, you can, no joke, most arrows with about a 2 or 3 pound weight, you can just roll them and feel when that spine dips where the weak point is. So that would be the redneck way. And then they got the Ram spine indexer. It's several $100, but I don't like it as well as I do what we built. So that's why we stick with what we got. But just get on YouTube, type in how to build a spine indexer or a spine index machine or whatever. It'll pop up. This guy shows you how to build one for like $20 or $30.
Yeah. Bruce asks, what's our hunting setups?
I still got to finish mine. I'm gonna go Nexus 2, Hamsky, Trinity probably, Fast Eddie XL. I think I'm gonna stick with Renegades just because I got so many of them. I said I was gonna switch to Rampages. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I got like 2 dozen Renegades, so I probably just use them. And then I'm really thinking about trying those Mega Meat broadheads for this year. I had never shot them, and a lot of people's talking about them.
I'm running my Black 5 from last year. Still running Spartan Airs. Don't know what broadhead I'm going to use. I might stick with the 6 from last year, but definitely going to have some Grim Reapers. Maybe, I know the Mega Meat, I'd like to try it, but I'd also like to try the Havoc by G5. I think it's a 2-blade. I'd like to look into it. So, but that's basically what I'm going with.
We both shoot B3 releases, wrist strap style releases. I can't really say enough good things about them. They feel good. I hadn't had any. We've been selling them a lot this year. I hadn't had the first issue with them, and just to talk to them at shows, if we do have an issue, they're going to take care of it. So,
yeah. And plus, they got a release for just about every budget.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
Let's see. Bruce, here's your question. What's the budget 3D sight? If, to me, depending on what your budget is, I would say like the Fast Eddie XL. You know, it's roughly what, $290.
Yeah. I'll show you. I enjoy this sight still, and you can find them used online if you watch for a month or two for $150. It is the old Copper John Ant slide bar. And so the thinking behind this sight was this bar has got a curve in it. So if you got your pen sticking straight out, you know, used to you'd have a center drilled scope, and as you got lower, you'd see the front and back of that pen because it was going straight down. This one's curved, so it always keeps the pen square to your eye, I guess is the way to put it. But I had one of these and sold it, and then I've tried several more slide bars. This is about 5 years ago, and I hated that I sold it, so I found another one. I think it was silver. I didn't really want silver, so I sold it, and I think I've had about 4, but I still think this is one of the best you can get. And if you look on like Archery Talk Classifieds, you may have to watch, or I think I got a couple off eBay too. You got to watch because there's not many still floating around, but I bought them between $100 and $150 every time I bought them. And new, when I bought my first one brand new, it was like a $250 slide bar. So look into that. Look into the old Top Sonic stuff.
Yep.
And then new, go kind of the route TJ's talking.
Yeah, you know, it just depends on what your budget is. Because I know you were talking about putting the XL on your...
On my boat umbrella.
Oh, Lord. I knew it was somewhere in here.
It was tucked over there. I found it the other day.
I know you were thinking about putting the XL on the 6 for 3D. Just because of the ease of setting yardages and everything.
Look at them beautiful traditional arrows. Shooting that out of a recurve. But yeah, you can find all kinds of stuff. I'd say the names like XL, even Toxonics, that was like the slide bar, at least around here back in the day. CBE, Copper John, you know, B3, Black Gold. There's a bunch of names that are good. Who was it that makes that one called the System?
Davis.
They made one that looked like an older Surelock sight that was about half the price. I think they're still around, and it's called Davis the System. But
Perry says, how to determine your air links for a hunting setup. He said this would be good from an information and safety issue.
That's true. We, just to be extra safe, we'll mark our arrows at the front of the riser, just in case, you know, you get a big broadhead that maybe wants to drag the riser, or you never know, there's some that won't drag the riser, but if you were to put a little torque in it, it will, and you never know what might happen. So to be extra safe, get it on out there in front of the riser. You know, it will add an inch or so to your arrow. If you cut it all the way back at the rest, it's probably going to add more than an inch, but you just got to worry about, just for example, what if you did cut it at the rest, you was shooting some huge like 2.5 inch cut mechanical, the mechanism fails, it opens up as it takes off, it's going to hit that riser and could potentially cause the air to explode or blade to go in your arm, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. So we just typically will cut them at the front to be extra duper super safe.
Yeah, and then some bows have a real short shelf at the grip.
Yeah.
And I have caught fletchings have hit my finger. So I know that if that's hit my finger, a bigger blade, fixed blade, is going to drag that old finger.
Yeah.
I don't need no bloodshed like you did the other week.
My finger's finally,
good Lord,
healing up. I didn't see a broadhead wrench laying immediately close, and I just grabbed that joker and I popped it. Y'all seen it. I said something about it on here, and when it rebounded, after it loosened up, it got me deep. And it just now, I mean, it ain't healed. It's just now. Where's this camera at? Kind of looking sort of not really okay.
Let's see. What's the lowest poundage on a Santalita bow?
They advertise that they'll go down to 0 maybe that's a video we should make, because there's some point it's going to just kind of stop. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to guess it's going to be around that 15 pound, 10, 15 pound mark, but we may have to actually test that, because you can back the limb bolts out on one of them sand-bladed bows until the strings relax. But what we've had a few people ship them in, they've let one limb bolt out and then the bow explodes. So to clarify, keep the limb bolts the same.
Yeah. What's up, Stanley?
Stan, if y'all didn't see it, I think it was 2 Saturdays ago, or whenever it was last Saturday, 2 Saturdays ago? 2 Saturdays ago.
Yeah.
He made an appearance in our shop video.
Yep. Let's see, what's going on, Samuel? And Muddy Duck says, can we explain clarifier and verifier?
Clarifier is for a lens shooter to clear up the target. Verifier is for a pin shooter to clear up the pins.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, there's somewhere in the middle you need to be. Because when I shoot a scope, if I don't use a clarifier, my target's blurry. But if I completely clear up my target, I can hardly see my pin. So I shoot like a half power verifier, and it sounds crazy, but it clears the target up enough, but I can still see my pin fine. It's one of them you really need to play with.
Chris Blankenship said he got a string in the mail, looks good.
Awesome.
Let's see.
We're trying to get them out. We cranking.
Yeah. Let's see. Jeff 07, I just bought a pair of, I guess you meant new Nikon 3 binoculars, getting that scouting in every chance. So
Yep.
I need to be doing some scouting myself. Let's see here.
And it is, we're in South Carolina, it is blazing hot. We're back in the mid-90s this week. Freaking hurricanes fixing to come up through Florida towards us, and I think they said Sunday through Tuesday is going to be soaking wet.
Oh, Lord.
So, yay.
Alright, next question I got is, why is there more center serving below the D-loop instead of above the D-loop?
So, bow companies still, I guess you'd say, measure the center serving. Typically, you'll see a 4 or 5 inch center serving on all these new bows, mostly a 4, but they're still setting them up to where if somebody shot fingers, there would be enough center serving there to cover it. On the other hand, if you were to put just a little 2 inch center serving, you'd almost be concerned about it wanting to slide or something. So I think 3 or 4 inches of it is plenty, but I still don't really understand why they still put a big 4 inch center serving, because typically, even in the shop, if somebody's going to draw a bow, we don't really, unless they do it before we can grab them, you know, we'll give them a release, and we'll give them a release that the trigger don't pull on. It's a welded trigger that we buy for just the shop, and just because bows are so short, you pull it back with your finger, you torque on it, and it derails. So I don't know why they don't put like maybe a 3 inch center serving, because you really don't need all that, but that's just the way it still is.
Yeah. Let's see. What's up, Adam?
What's going on?
Let's see, let me get back to my question list. And the last question I got is, how much is the startup cost on a 3D range?
A lot. You got to be careful, because if you go buy El Cheapo targets, they're not going to last long at all. And then we got to differentiate: are you just shooting like by yourself, or are you talking about like a lot of people? You know, because you know, I guess you could buy, if you just shoot by yourself, you get some cheaper ones to start with, but they still ain't gonna hold up, especially in the weather. Some people, when I 20 years ago, I accumulated 20 3D targets of, you know, some were good, some were not so good, but I left them out, and between the sun and the rain and everything, they fell apart after, you know, a year or two. Now, you know, we got like 50 or 60 3D targets, but we keep them put up in a barn and then just get them out for the shoot and put them back up. But I would recommend R&W targets, Reinhardt targets, and Delta McKenzie's. Those are the 3 that's going to last you some time. And if out of the 3, to be honest, I like the Reinhardt the best. It's a softer foam rubber. You can still get the inserts for them, and to me, the hair and stuff on them looks more realistic than any of the other ones. But on the cheaper end, the R&Ws, they're a little harder to pull out, or they're a lot harder to pull out, but they still last a good while, and some of them have replaceable cores, so check them out. But back to the cost. I mean, you honestly, let's say you just went R&W, which is what I'm gonna call the cheapest good target. You know, you're still gonna be looking at about $4 to $5 grand. You know, averaging around 200 plus a target. And then occasionally we lucked up one time and had a club about 2 hours from us that went out of business or whatever you want to call it, and I think they had 10 or 15 targets, and you know, we got them for a little bit of a deal, but that's kind of hard to find. But every now and then on Facebook I'll see something floating around about a bunch of targets or a club going out or whatever, but I'd say, you know, $4 grand plus get you 20 targets going.
I got Perry put on here. They just at Kiwi Bowman, which is one of our local clubs. They just bought 17 Reinhardts, and cost with shipping was like 6,800 bucks.
Yeah.
If you want, now this might be if you wanted straight Delta McKenzie, check the ASA stuff out because they sell each range, and I think there's a waiting list. You call them.
Yeah.
It used to be like 4,200 bucks.
It's 50. It's over $5 grand, but not much over this year. But you get an extra set of cores and the 20 targets. But ultimately, you got to be there with a trailer, and you got to get the targets and stuff up when they get done shooting them.
Yeah.
So that is a good option.
Yeah, and that's just something to throw out there.
Speaking of Kiwi Bowman, if y'all are local, I know it's about 50-50 on these live things, but if y'all are local and don't already know, Kiwi's having a big shoot this weekend. It's the Bowhunter Jamboree, so it's all deer targets. Saturday night, they're having the Bowhunter Challenge, giving away some money, and they're setting it up more. Joey Caraway's setting it up more like a tack shoot, so it's some longer yardage, and it should be a lot of fun. So go to their page, go to Kiwi Bowman. I shared it on the Archeryshack page as well, but Joey shared a video yesterday about it. And then the regular 3D shoot Saturday from 8 to 2, Sunday from 8 to 1, $20 for adults type thing. Go check it out. It's definitely fun, and it's sort of the last shoot around here for a while. I think we're going to try to do one right for hunting season type deal I got to post about, but as far as like a big club shoot, that's it. So check out Kiwi Bowman and go shoot some deer, some rubber deer.
Yep. Trying to think, has anybody come in with something in the shop?
We've had a lot of bows dropped off. It's always challenging this time of the year. One, we got about less than half the helpers we normally have. Two, we spend most of the time while the shop's open, just talking to people, and you know, people needing a little peeps put in, rests put on, sights, blah 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 blah, and then it's hard to stay caught up. But anyway, it's that time of the year.
Yeah, it is. Which, in the lower part of South Carolina, it opens up the 15th.
Yeah,
so
August,
which is
what? It's gonna be hot.
What, 3 days now?
I've never really went down there and hunted because it's always just too hot. And the lower part of South Carolina just opens up. Bow, gun, whatever you need to do. We open September 15th. Is that a Wednesday? Is that right?
I think so.
And then about 2 or 3 weeks later, muzzle loader. Then 2 or 3 weeks later, rifle. Georgia opens up the 12th to 13th of September. So all that's coming up. We wide open.
Yeah.
Trying to get product in. About 3/4 of our companies are hollering they ain't got it, and COVID related stuff. You know how that's going with everybody, but we've got an okay inventory. I wouldn't say I'm thrilled, but we got the stuff, at least for right now.
Yeah.
Bows and arrows and rests. QAD Rest, for example, are saying they're not going to be shipping for 2 more months. So there ain't one to be found. I needed one for a guy the other day. I had to call up my man D White and go up there and get it. So and he only had one left. So it's something else.
It is. It's something crazy.
It's something else.
I'm trying to think of what else.
But yeah, tomorrow will be it's a short little video probably, and I wish I could have put more in it, but he asked me not to. But a Navy SEAL sniper came in and bought a bow today, and it was neat. And he was like, "You can't put any of these stories on.
Yeah.
You can't record them." And I was like, "Okay, let's just say he's a badass."
Oh yeah. What's up, DLR?
What's up? we got another broadhead test we're doing Saturday that'll go, I guess it'll be Sunday or Monday it'll go live. If y'all have any other feedback about the broadhead test, we were kind of flying by the seat of our pants because it was starting to rain that day and all this stuff, but
yeah,
our initial penetration test, which I thought was going to be great, was I had a stack of cardboard, big old stack of cardboard, and I thought, well, it might make it through 20 or 30 of these pieces, but we can count, and each broadhead would be like, all right, it made it through 29 pieces of cardboard, but it blasted through it and kept going, and I was like, all right, the cardboard idea ain't going to work. So that's, if y'all watch the video, we had to go to that foam. My cousin works at a place, and that's actually like what they make Brillo pads out of. So obviously it'll work, and we're going to measure it the same every week and shoot a fresh spot and all that stuff, but it's not really what I was going for, but it'll work. And I think I got the most emails and comments about the destruction test when we shot the iron buck.
Oh man, what's going on, Dave?
What's up? I can barely see the screen. But anyway, so we'll do another. It'll take us a couple broadhead tests to kind of get a feel for what we need to change and do. And I would even say, let us get sort of the first bunch of them done, and then we'll kind of revamp and be like, well, we could have done this different or this better, and we'll go from there once we get there. And then I'm really hoping to connect with a couple of these companies. I need to call some of the ones we already order from and be like, hey, we spend a lot of money with y'all, send us a pack of broadheads to shoot at the iron buck, But I'm hoping we can connect with some people and be like, we get X amount of views on these broadhead tests. Please send us a pack of 3. Because we can do it with 1, but 2 or 3 is a lot better because you can check multiple ones and all that sort of thing. But all that's coming up. We actually got one done, so everybody's happy.
DLR says, try shooting the iron buck at an angle. Maybe it would survive.
Here's my plan. Somebody recommended me do this a week or 2 ago. They wanted to see the difference on arrow strength between like a regular insert, a half out, and an outsert. So I'm thinking I'll probably start with just wood, but shoot wood straight on, and then straight on should be fine with all of them. But then like an angle, and see if any of the arrows snap off, and then eventually if I have to, shoot at the iron buck and see if, because obviously the outsert should strengthen the arrow up some, but we'll see.
Let's see. Perry says if somebody would donate Kiwi Bowman about $3,000, they'd get a Sasquatch.
Them things are neat. I can't believe they cost so much, but when we go to these archery shows, they usually have one there, and we seen the price tag on it, and I was like, good Lord, but they give them away sometimes.
Yeah.
We was in the Camry one year, and I said, we're going to win this thing, and actually, I think Jackie was with us in the little box car. I said, we're going to be riding down the road, you're going to have the head, hanging over the car, I'm going to have the legs, but we didn't win it.
Yeah, because I even went prepared. I took the bag of ratchet straps.
Yeah. Something else.
Let's see. DLR says, I'd love to see the difference in arrow diameter and outsert or insert.
Another test I want to do, somebody talked to me about, is I'd like to take, let's just say, a Black Eagle PS27, big old arrow, a regular size Outlaw, and then maybe like an X Impact, but get them to the exact same weight. Chronograph them up close, they should be the same, but then start backing up all the way to like 30 or 40 yards and be like, all right, the 27 is losing this much more velocity at 20 or 30 yards or whatever because of the size. That'd be just kind of a neat test, and I've never done that.
Yeah.
I used to be all about some testing, but I hadn't done a ton lately, but that's one I've never done. Does anybody shoot the FMJ taper arrow? We forgot about them, and I was looking at them in a book the other day, long time ago. Aerodynamics made an arrow, and it was big on the front, small on the back. It was a big tournament thing. I've still got some that I bought probably in, I'm going to guess it was around the year 2000. And then now they got an FMJ. It takes a regular insert on the front. It goes down to like a 4mm on the back. And I hadn't messed with them. I'm curious about them. Didn't know if anybody was shooting them. You don't hear a whole lot about them, to be honest.
Stanley, yeah, we talked about doing the ballistic gel. We've got the recipe to make it. It's just...
They said, so from my research about the ballistic gel, they said it's so temperature and humidity sensitive that it scared me. You know what I mean? Like, I hate to, it's wintertime and it's more of a hardened gel is going to be different than, summertime. And that was my original plan. But then I was like, we're going to have to make this stuff and then try to keep it a certain temperature. And I was like, I don't know about all this.
Mm-hmm.
I'd still like to play with some, but it would seem like it was going to be more trouble than it's worth.
Yeah.
What I was wanting to do is make a mold of a thing, and at the beginning of the mold have a little gap that we could put like red food coloring or ketchup or just whatever red, and be able to see. I've never seen anybody do this. As the arrow enters it, it would grab that coloring, and we'd see the blade trails through the through the gel. That would be neat to me, and you could see exactly what's going on.
Yeah.
But didn't get that far.
Let's see. Adam says he wants to buy a lab radar and play with some arrow weights and sizes. Jeff says we need the iron wheel and the wrench fairy test kit on the iron buck.
We can maybe do that. We'll see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
We can maybe do that. I mean, and I know the iron buck, and I think I said it in the video, it's going to tear up the broadheads.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm just trying to see how bad. And we'll probably do a mechanical this week because I think the wood's going to tear up some if the blades are flimsy enough, you know. So I'm curious to see what a mechanical does this week, and then we'll just keep flipping and flopping.
Mm-hmm.
We've got a big bag full of singles that y'all actually sent us. A lot of people did. Said, here, we'll take one for the team and send you one of my broadheads. But
yeah,
I'm hoping maybe go to the end of this year using those, and then hopefully the ATA show happens in January, and then we can be like, all right, we need to pack broadheads to test. Here's our numbers. Here's, you know, I know the people we order from regularly will probably say here.
Yeah.
But there's some companies like that pop up, like Iron Wheel. We've never dealt with Iron Wheel,
yeah.
but I'd like to have one of the broadheads to play with.
Yeah.
But just be like, here's our stats. Give us a broadhead. We'll send you the video, and go from there. But
Only thing about with some of these companies is we've been in this position before. We give honest feedback.
yeah, and they get pissed off.
And they get mad at us. So,
yeah, we gotta be careful.
Yeah.
And it may be better instead of doing that I'll just buy the damn things and we'll start a
GoFundMe or something.
Not a what is it called on YouTube?
Super chat.
Super chat. Be like, everybody give us a 50-cent super chat, and we're gonna go buy a pack of blah 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 broadheads and shoot them at a piece of wood. I'm still not sure how the Black Eagle. Comment went away before I could see it.
Let's see. Samuel says he's not sure on how Black Eagle figures their spine for the Rampage with the 50 grain half out, if you're supposed to add 50 grains to your point or not.
Honestly, I think I need to actually ask this to them, but I think that's calculated in with their number. I think if you look at that spine chart for that arrow, because that's what comes with it. You know what I mean? It's not like you really have much other option. But
yeah,
I'll ask when I talk to them and clarify if we can. I need them jokers to ship me some arrows.
Yeah.
If anybody from Black Eagle's watching, we still haven't got our July arrow order, and we are getting low.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll call them again.
We appreciate it, DLR.
Holy smokes, we got something for the broadhead fund. Maybe we should, well, I don't know. I'll come up with all this later. Be like, super chat us, and when we get to $20, let them tell us what broadhead to buy or whatever.
Yeah.
But,
I don't know. I don't even know what I got at the house.
Have we got, I'm curious to do a Grim Reaper soon.
Yeah.
I'd like to see what a Rage, because that's been a popular broadhead.
I've got some hypodermics.
I'd like to get into some of the Magnus stuff.
Yep.
I'd like to get into some of the G5 stuff, even like a Montec. You know, it's been around forever now, but it's a stout little broadhead. But I will. What's today? Is it Thursday? Either tomorrow or early next week. I'm going to have to call them because we got to have some arrows, and I'll ask them about that. What's up, Devin?
Yep. What's up?
My man's been blowing bows up left and right.
Yep.
What time's it getting to be?
I got 6:39.
All right. We better be getting off here. He just got to work. Devin got to work. He is safe and sound. But we better get off here. But send us in the questions. It's been great, y'all. We just kind of went through the comments from the last couple videos, and I had some stuff emailed to me and all that. That's perfect. We'll have Navy SEAL video, and like I say, don't expect nothing super crazy because Devin number 2, because there's a lot of stuff he asked us not to put on camera. The Navy SEAL sniper, so I'm not obviously, but that'll come out tomorrow. I think soon in the next week we'll have X impact and deep impact arrow videos, plus a random Saturday shop and a Sunday or Monday broadhead. So that's what's coming up video wise. And yeah, I reckon we'll see y'all tomorrow or as soon as we can.
Yeah.
If y'all need anything, give us a holler. It's been busy, but we'll still be happy to help any way we can.
Yep.
Thank y'all for tuning in.
Yeah.
And we'll see y'all. We'll definitely be live every Thursday unless one of us is sick or dead.
Yeah.
So just kind of count on that one. And y'all go shoot Kiwi Sunday.
Yep. See y'all.
See ya.